here. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. We got a dogfight on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. Wells will have the ball coming out of the timeout. Little halftime report here. Wait and see if anybody shows up. Welcome on in, fellas. We have a few things to talk about here. The first thing is that we got us a little chess match going on here. We got us a little chess match here. Interesting game. Turnovers are huge, right? You know, you play these games on the road, and you got to take advantage of your opportunities. Staley today, they have him back there punt returning, obviously trying to get away from the Boo Carter deal. I don't know what that was about, but I guess fumbling the punts has them a little concerned on the road, and Staley goes right out there and fumbles a punt, drops a touchdown catch. Really weird half of football. Look, you play in that place, and we know you play in these buildings, you know, these road games, and you got to do little things to win games. Tennessee on defense, they're not doing little things. Look, it's a game at 17 all. It could easily be 24, 28, 17 Tennessee. You know, that's the way I look at this game. You spotted them 3 points. You gave 7 back going the other way. The Levy guy, let me tell you something. The Levy guy settling for a field goal there late in the second quarter is stupid. Or middle of the second quarter. You don't do that in these games. Nobody does that in college football anymore. Nobody does that in college football anymore. And, you know, our defense, people keep telling me that we're going to win, we're going to go 11-1, and that's great. But my reply has always been that you have to have some defensive players if you're going to do that. Now, we score with our defense. That's great. Their left tackle, and Herring bears watching as the second half wears along. I mean, Herring is working that guy, okay? He's working that guy. And then the interior of our offensive line, Umaroff got worked a couple times, which, you know, is what it is. This sets up to be a pretty interesting second half. I look at the game, the Shapen guys, you know, both quarterbacks are okay. Aguilar's 11 out of 18, 181 yards, pretty quietly, 181 yards. Does not feel like a game where he could throw for 400 yards, but maybe he could. Nashville Joe says, Hype will play so passive his 2-minute offense at the end of the half. No, I don't think so. I think what Heupel was doing is he was counting on his team executing, which is why they let the clock run down. The whole idea was, if I give the ball back to Mississippi State, I don't want to give the ball back to Mississippi State with a lot of time left. So I get why he did what he did. I mean, I have no problem with that. If I'm a Mississippi State fan, I'm saying to Jeff Levy, look, man, our win total this year, it was 3.5. We're 4-0, Chief. 4-0. I mean, let us cook, man. Let us cook. But we, at the end of the day, we're in a spot here. This is going to be a hell of a second half. This game's very much up in the air. This is what you didn't want to happen. You could have and should have put this team away. You could have and should have, but, you know, an uneven offensive start. Tennessee did not use a mesh concept till they got the ball out to Star Thomas, which was the key play on the touchdown drive, which is pretty football, by the way. And, you know, my thing is, I look at what's happened here, and we'll read some of these comments, but I look at what's happened here. And by the way, like and subscribe for us so more people can find this. And during the real games this year, I'm going to do these during the real games. So we play a real opponent. I'll pop on here and we'll talk about it. But yeah, the tackling in this game is not good. I would love to see yards after contact charted in this thing. Mississippi State is having their moments with us on the ground. Obviously, they've rushed for 122 yards. We were supposed to be able to run the ball on them. So far, that hasn't happened. You know, I look at our defense, just an observation for you. I wonder why, if we play so many people, because I don't know if it's a conditioning thing. I don't know what it is, but we run a lot of people out there on defense, and there's a lot of people out of position on defense. So, and if I'm Mississippi State, I'm going to continue to absolutely run the ball till we stop it. So that's where I'm at. Hey Terry, I don't know how to turn my notifications on. I'm just an old guy, follically challenged old guy that likes to play a little music. So Dave says, I'm done with Heupel, Tony. We all know he will fail in the second half. Dave, this game, I thought Tennessee would win this game by 7 to 10 points. Now, I thought they'd be winning at halftime by 10, which was what I recommended yesterday as a play. But look, you drop a touchdown catch, it's right in Matthews' hands, and then Matthews fumbles a punt. And I get what they're doing with Boot Carter. Boot Carter's, you know, you're on a road game. The very reason that Boot Carter's not back there to begin, I mean, let's just call this what it is. The very reason he's not back there is for exactly what happened. But you put a guy back there you think's, you know, sure-handed and going to catch the ball, and the guy does what? The guy does what? Fumbles a football. And the drop pass, hey, Aguilar has had a lot of traffic on him throwing the ball today. Mississippi State has been very physical with Tennessee on both sides of the line of scrimmage today. That's got me a little concerned here. Otherwise, I would say, hey, we're fine in this game. We're fine, nothing to worry about, nothing to see here. That would be my ordinary read on this thing. But this thing feels like one of these funny road games. And you know, the thing about SEC games is you don't grade. You don't grade on style points in these games. It's about winning. You go on the road in this league, you're trying to win. Yesterday we were at Calhoun's. Bino read Mississippi State's schedule, and I was just talking with a gambling buddy of mine. Here's the chatter in that industry is, if Mississippi State doesn't win this game today, they're not going to win another SEC game. So they've got an opportunity here. This could really screw up our season if we can't get home with a win. You imagine coming out of the month of September, having Georgia beat, having a field goal to have them beat, and our field goal kicker, no offense to him. Observation about field goals. You know, the NFL is talking about making the posts higher because everybody kicks the ball higher and deeper these days. Why don't we have laser at the top of these posts? Because I couldn't tell whether that ball was good or not, neither could you. And look, it's one thing to have to listen to cowbells and Dave Neal for a half, but this is cost cutter coverage. Have you noticed they've only shown us 3 replays? 3 replays. Okay, you're telling me the snap on the field goal was off. Okay, I didn't notice it. Okay, good. But even at that, the kick was pretty close. I don't know how these guys can look up in the air when it's 100 feet over the bar and see whether or not it's good. Why don't they take the bars and put them up 30 or 40 feet higher? Or why don't you use the laser technology that we all have now? And if the ball crosses over the bar, you hear it. And you could also put a little sensor in the bar. Like the NFL's doing this thing now with virtual measurements. Have you seen the virtual measurements? I mean, we have the technology now to do this. So, to me, from a Tennessee perspective, second half, get back to doing what you do and run the football. and be who you are and be physical with this team. Our linebacking play, as Sean Sinclair says, and he'll be on with us in the post-game show, it looks like electric football. Now, some of you have us winning 11 games this year, and more power to you. I'm not here to rain on anybody's parade. I'm not. I've been very even-tempered in my expectations off the air, on the air, in my blog, in my life about this team. Here's what I expect from these guys. I expect this Tennessee team will beat somebody they're not supposed to beat. It could have been Georgia. I expect they're going to lose somebody they're not supposed to lose to. And I expect somewhere along the line, the record's going to be like 9-3. That's my expectation. Why? Because we don't have enough players on defense. I mean, I'll just be really honest with you. We don't. We don't. Because this Mississippi State team that we're seeing here is what it is. Okay, so let's get back to this thing at the end of the first half. Heupel's advantage when you're getting the ball to start the second half, and Levy took the ball. Most of these guys defer. Me, I'm deferring. I'm in my building. I'm putting my defense on the field. I'm deferring. I wonder if Levy knew that his defense was going to play this way and that Tennessee was going to kind of struggle at the point of attack. I wonder if he had a do-over if he'd do it differently. Because most of these guys do this. On the Logan Hollingshed says the holder did a decent job on the field goal. Ball was on the ground. Wonder if that messed Gilbert up. I'm sure it did. I'm sure it did. The thing about the field goal kicker is you got to see some go through. So let me ask you this. We're in a tight spot to win the game here. If it comes down to a last-second field goal to win the game, what do you think? I mean, what are you going to be doing? You going to look away? You going to look at it, look away? Dixon says, Matt Dixon in here, who will be on our post game. Linebackers aren't bad compared to our safeties. Hey Matt, next time we play on the road, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring you in. We'll do the video thing. We'll pop you in here. Matt, you have a great point, man. Matt said this week on the air that they need to put Boo Carter. They need to figure out something and just let him play. Even though, I mean, he's a great athlete back there. The safety play for us, it's electric football. That's why that defense right now, and, add a guy, lose a guy, add a guy, lose a guy, add a guy, lose a guy. I understand Arian Carter's dragging a little something around while he's playing. He's not playing at 100%. This is the reason my expectation level for this team's not through the roof. Because, I watch some other games, and I watch these teams, and they get stops. They get stops. You're saying Levy always takes the ball first. I don't like it. I don't like it. So here's my thing, though, about this half. I look at this half, and I say, you scored with your defense. You should be winning that game on the road. The problem is you can't stop them on the ground. Shaping guy, I mean, he can't play. All you got to do with these guys is get a score and a half ahead, and you'll put it on these guys. This is exactly borderline what they did to Arizona State in the game they won. It's not, they started pretty well in that game offensively, and also, I didn't see, did you guys see if the Thompson kid, was he back in after he went into the tunnel? Which is worth tracking. But the Vols, like Jay Vol says here, the Vols should be up at least a couple scores in this game. They've done enough to be up a couple scores in the game. But, I think that it's going to be interesting to see what kind of adjustments the Vols make, because When they used a little bit of that mesh stuff at the end of the half, it was highly effective. I was waiting for them to do that. It's weird that they've gone and they're giving Mississippi State the respect they're giving them with the splits and the, tightening things up and attacking the middle of the field. And Brazil's been very good, obviously. It would be nice if somebody else would help him. He's got 4 catches for 83 yards at the half. He's tracking for a huge game. 42 along. Staley only has 2 catches, 26 yards. Staley could easily be, if he catches that ball over 100 yards. And how about Mississippi State on our touchdown drive giving us 30 yards and penalties? Let me tell you something. That's what losing teams do. That's what losing teams do. Groeschel Menden asking, why did they put Boo Carter back there? Or why didn't... Boo Carter. Why did they put Staley back there? I almost called him Boo Staley. Returning punts. Well, there's an obvious reason for that, right? There's an obvious reason for that. Carter you just got to trust him. You got to trust him. Ben Hall asked, Tony, did you see Shapen limping before that last series? Yeah, I did. I feel sorry for the Shapen guy. Because they're a left tackle. I'll tell you who I really feel sorry for. I'm watching Nico because we kind of got a little friendly bet on him. Nico's the second most pressured quarterback in the country. He is getting hammered. This Shapen guy in this second half, they need to put the heat on that left tackle from Mississippi State. Because they can win that anytime they want to win. They can win that anytime they want to win. So, I think that's a win. I'm going to call a shot here. I think Tennessee will play better. I think they'll play cleaner in the second half. These games are crazy. And look, if you make a few mistakes like we made in the first half, you're not going to get out of here with a win. But if we make the plays that are in front of us, we're going to be fine in this game. Should be able to get behind them, just like Northern Illinois got behind them several times on defense last week, and get out over them. And this should be a win. We should be celebrating tonight. I realize it's 17 off the half. My same game parlay kind of blew up in my face right there. I saw the first quarter and I'm like, I didn't understand that first quarter line at all. I mean, I would have bet my house on that. I would bet my house on that. But And Rusty over here is right. Tennessee desperately needs to create a couple takeaways in the second half. And if they do that, we'll be celebrating and talking about going into the bye with the shot of having a really interesting run at a playoff. Which, hey, you consider everything the program's been through. You consider that whole saga in the spring. We don't need to rehash that. But let me tell you something. If they don't play cleanly in the second half, they won't win this game. They won't win this game. Because Levy's got some stuff kind of figured out with us. And it looks like they're a little more on the front foot at the point of attack than we are. They're beating us up a little bit. And that surprises me. I did not think Mississippi State would beat Tennessee up. So we'll talk about it. We'll break it down scientifically when we're done on Garza Law 5th Quarter Fan Reaction. Hit the like button for us. Lay down and subscribe. And listen, the Bennett kid. Prayers up for the Bennett kid. Prayers up. He looked really injured on that point after attempt. Prayers up, man. Prayers up for that Bennett kid. The way he got on the ground and writhed in pain, was one of my favorite things maybe I've ever seen. And then Heupel comes over and talks to the trainer after the interception. It's just a whole dog and pony show. Here we go, guys. Prayers up for our laydown lineman. Levy has a laydown lineman. I need a laydown lineman. Sounds like a country song. Life is a laydown lineman. GBO, enjoy Dave Neal and the cowbells. I don't know what's more annoying. Appreciate you. Peace. We love you. Thanks for hanging during our special transmission. Spread the word, Thunderbird. And G to the B to the O and take the VO. We love you. Peace.